Ned Stark may have been an honourable man, but did he let that honour become his downfall? And should he have refused to accept Robert's offer of being the Hand of the King? Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment here with a Game of Thrones Season 1, Episode 1, but more so Season 1 theory. And was Ned Stark wrong? Did he make a mistake in becoming the Hand of the King? Because you look at how Season 1 plays out, and it all goes wrong for Ned once he agrees to become Robert's right-hand man. And we know when Robert asked him at the beginning, Ned didn't want to do it. He was happy with his life in Winterfell. He didn't want to go to King's Landing, and he knew that if he refused, that Robert would be upset, Robert wouldn't be happy, Robert would be angry, but sooner or later, Robert would get over it, Robert would get drunk, and him and Robert would be best friends. But we know that the situation changes. He finds out that Jon Arryn was dead, but more so to the point that Jon Arryn had been killed. And Ned at this point was worried about Robert's future. He thought maybe Cersei and the Lannisters could be trying to get rid of Robert, and he decided that he needed to be there. He needed to protect Robert. He needed to keep a close eye on things in King's Landing, and that is what ultimately made him decide he was going to be the Hand of the King. Now, he had honour, he wanted to protect his friend, but we realise all he done was kind of put his family and himself in danger. He goes to King's Landing, he snoops around for answers, he tries to find out what happened to Jon Arryn. One thing leads to another, and in agreeing to become Hand of the King, he offers his daughter Sansa to marry Joffrey, who at this point, maybe Ned doesn't know, but we soon find out he is the biggest cunt known to man. So not only now is Ned putting himself in danger, he's agreed to marry his daughter to King Robert's asshole son. He takes both his daughters to King's Landing. He leaves Winterfell vulnerable. In the end, he can't protect King Robert. King Robert dies anyway. And you've got to wonder, was it all worth it? Just because Ned Stark wanted to be honourable, he wanted to try and protect King Robert, when in reality, he could have refused. He could have stayed as the Lord of Winterfell. King Robert probably would have died, but he died anyway, with Ned going to King's Landing. So, was it worth it? Did Ned make a mistake in becoming the Hand?
Hindsight is a beautiful thing. Of course, Ned made a mistake, right? But I think there's one simple way to put this. Honour blinded his judgment. But let's say Robert was in Ned's shoes. Would he have sacrificed his weirdly blonde family for Ned? Of course he wouldn't have. But Ned, he tried to do the right thing. He actually sacrificed pretty much every member of his family, including himself, just to try and do right by Robert.
Wait, hold on. You don't think Robert would have?
No, of course he wouldn't have.
You think Robert cares? He doesn't even like Cersei. I think Ned genuinely loves his wife.
No, he does. I'm not.
I don't think Robert likes anybody apart from Ned.
well, you put it like but I'm not. My point is, Robert is he's selfish. So what you're trying to say is, if he could get away with it, would King Robert have married Ned? I mean, so it's pretty.
Well, being the Hand of the King is sort of like a marriage.
I think Ned is probably like the least selfish character in TV history. I think Robert. I'm not saying he is selfish, but when it comes to Ned, it's a one-horse race.
Well, maybe if Ned was more selfish, maybe he wouldn't have died. Maybe the whole Stark and Lannister war wouldn't have ignited. So maybe Ned made the mistake here.
No, he absolutely did, but end of the day, he wanted to go, like you said, to, see what happened to Jon Arryn, and see if he could help his friend Robert, but he got there, and his naivety stopped him from helping his friend Robert. His honour got in the way of helping Robert, and he should have been able to see that.
He had the information, he could have helped Robert, but he tried to do it without spilling blood, and in the end, his inability to act on the information that he found out pretty much caused all the blood to be shed.
Yeah, so therefore, I think he could have became Hand of the King. It could have worked out peachy. Yes, blood would have been shed, but it would have been his own blood, and therefore it would have been a good decision. You've got to do what's right by everything, but you've got to do it your way. I guess he did do that, but that's why your way's wrong, Ned. You have to. He sacrificed everyone
to try and protect Robert, and Robert died for a pig. So in the end, it did kind of backfire for Ned, but he did go to King's Landing. He did find out the truth, but he was too nice, he was too honourable. He wanted Cersei to escape with her kids, when in reality, if he acted straight away, then he would have probably just revealed the truth. He would have saved Robert's life, and he would have got rid of the Lannisters once and for all. So what Ned attempted to do, what he went to King's Landing, he pretty much almost done it. But when push came to shove, he wasn't willing to be ruthless. He wasn't willing to have the blood of Lannisters, and more so Cersei's children, on his hands. And that ended up meaning that he had Robert's blood, his own blood, Sansa being married to Joffrey, all that kind of...
But you've also got to think, like, I mean, is it not an act of treason, him wanting the Lannisters to leave, and then he tells Robert? He's letting them get away, even though he knows the truth, and then he would have told Robert. To me, that is like an act of treason. He's withholding information for his king.
Possibly. How would that went down? We don't know. Would Robert have known? Would Ned would have been the only one that could possibly reveal that, I guess, because the Lannisters wouldn't have been able to tell Robert. So that's interesting.
I see no scenario where Robert lets him live, so therefore Ned has to make the choice. It's himself or Robert. Like, either way, if he tells Robert, I think the Lannisters are gone. But then if he tells Robert and the Lannisters are away, that's on him. Is Robert going to be like, well, if you knew, you've just let them go? I think the biggest question is, what about the conscience of the pig that killed Robert? Damn it.
So Ned finds out the truth. Had he exposed the Lannisters, had he exposed Cersei, Robert would have probably killed them all. Robert then would have been safe, I guess. Ned could have stepped down as Hand of the King. Robert could have brought someone in Ned's place, and Ned could have went back to Winterfell with his daughter Sansa, and she wouldn't have had to marry that awful brat Joffrey. So, yeah, I mean, had Ned been willing just to give up the Lannisters, then everything would have been okay.
But he's that honourable. I think he could have let them go, and like, instead of just pretending to Robert, I found this out, but they fled, he'd been like, no, I told them to flee, I let them live. This is nothing but the truth, damn it. It's all the truth. Laying it on thick like a big slab of lure pack would fucking Ned have done.
So, did Ned make the mistake? With hindsight, I think he definitely did. He didn't want to be Hand of the King. He was going to refuse the Hand of the King. He didn't want the offer. He wasn't going to accept the offer. But when he found out about Jon Arryn, he had to try and save his friend. He couldn't let King Robert be next, and unfortunately King Robert was still next. Then it was Ned, and then it was a whole bunch of other people as the war came into full effect. Anyway, guys, that's it. Let us know down below in the comments, do you think that Ned Stark made a mistake? Should he have refused the Hand of the King? Let us know down below, and we will catch you in the next one. Until then though, peace.